Right, what's up, YouTube? Counterpunch Boxing, man. You guys are like warriors, man. Really, I'm like, the following this channel has is absolutely incredible. I mean, lots of knowledge. I think you guys stand, for the same things that I do. You just want to bring back boxing, and that's really it. A guy put it in the comments section. He said, let's call out these guys that are damaging our beloved sport of boxing, and it's true. That's what we do here, and and look, let me clarify a couple of things, and this is just kind of a I don't know, a random video, but it'll be a good one. I promise you that. So to clarify, I mean, I wanted to create a channel that boxing fans could come to and get the real news, not the watered down stuff, not the clickbait. You'll never see clickbait on here. You'll never see anything just designed and geared for your click. I mean, and look, you guys have to realize something. I've been doing this a while now. I mean, I've gone over my history. I'm talking about the YouTube channel. I've been going pretty hard here since about maybe December, January, probably about January. And it's a hard thing. It's a full-time job. Not a full-time job. It's a job. Let me put it that way. And it's not an easy thing to do, to research all this information, to condense it all down, to crop and edit and cut and splice. And, it's a lot of work to bring you guys videos like this. And to be honest with you, for no money whatsoever. Because what a lot of you probably don't know about YouTube is you don't make any money on YouTube until you hit a certain point. So right now I am generating money, but I haven't made one penny, not one single penny off of YouTube, nothing. Eventually I will. And once I do make money, any money that I make on this channel, I promise and absolutely 100% guarantee you on my life, it will go back to the channel. It'll go towards covering fights and equipment, stuff like that, because right now everything's out of my own pocket. All the equipment that I have, the cameras, the computers, the tablets, the devices, the Wi-Fi, it's cost a lot of money. When I go cover these fights, I went and covered the Canelo Chavez recently. I went and covered that as press. I mean, I probably at least spent $100 that day, just $100 on traveling and getting there, parking, getting all the things that I needed, to cover it. So my point is, I mean, I'm literally doing this for free. Okay, why? Because it's a passion, and I think it'll lead to, other doors will open up. Okay, so what I'm getting at here is, if you guys want a channel that is the real deal, that is 100% legit, that is honest, that has integrity, that isn't biased, that will tell you the truth, that isn't afraid to call out these other channels, because I'm not afraid to call these guys out. I mean, I'll do it directly to their face. I really will, and call them out on their bullshit. So, this is it. So subscribe, support the channel. All right. I mean, right now I have like nearly 500,000 views. So, the channel is doing good. If you look at the numbers, we're doing really good. But, I want it to do better, and it really bothers me. It really pisses me off when I go to these other channels and they've got like 8,000 subs and 11,000 subs, and and I know they're older established channels, but still, I want to pass up those guys, and it's not about the money. Trust me, I do not need YouTube money. I'm not going to get into my personal finances, but I don't need YouTube money. I do this for the passion, and like I said, it'll open up new doors, and it already has. Just to let you guys know, I got an offer from a promoter to be like his permanent press guy, and I'm thinking about taking him up on that offer. So we'll see. So it's already opening new doors, and so and I've had actually two offers. One to work for a boxing media site, which I'm not going to say who right now, as like a writer, a reporter, that kind of thing. But I would work for them, meaning I couldn't have my own YouTube channel. I would have to shut my channel down. It'd be a conflict of interest, but I could go work for them, or I can work for this promoter and, continue on with the channel. So, it's opened new doors. So that's great. But, all right, look. So yeah, just let me end, and I'll get into the video. But that my point is, support the channel, support boxing. That's what this channel is. It's about boxing, and it's entertaining, it's fun. We try to bring different things to you guys to mix it up. So we put a lot of work into it, a lot of work. And all I ask in return is to click that button, click that sub button. That's it. It is so important that you do that. It really is. I mean, without doing that, the channel, it's just pointless, So, all right. So look, I'm sitting here like I'm going through articles and talking to people that I know, texting, calling people, whatever, trying to get like some updates on Gennady Golovkin, and I'm going to give you guys, the top stories today. So, well, not today, in the last few days. So, starting with, excuse me, oh man, this weather here in Texas, man, I tell you what, it's like one day it's freezing cold, the next day it's hot as hell. But all right, Canelo right here. Golovkin has to prepare for me. I don't have to prepare for him. I mean, look, this little arrogant motherfucker right here. Like I'm seriously getting tired of this shit. It's like he walks around like he's some kind of little badass. Talking shit. But then vacates the belt. I can't fight at middleweight. I need to acclimate. Takes an Amir Khan fight. Now he's, fighting above middleweight, at this bullshit, the new Canelo weight. It's just like, everything he says is just, and look, here's the thing. Usually, when people are lying because they get all pissed off and they get offended and they get irritated. So, he makes this comment here, Golovkin has to prepare for me. I don't need to prepare for him. And this is how it went down. So, Canelo Alvarez seemed a bit oversensitive early Wednesday when he was asked at a media workout in San Diego, California, about whether he's getting ready for a middleweight fight with Gennady Golovkin later on this year. It was a harmless question asked of Canelo, but he took it in a negative way by saying Triple G is the one that needs to be considered with getting ready. Okay, these motherfuckers need to learn how to write. My God, I mean, Jesus Christ, like, seriously. And I know who wrote this article. Like, they need to edit this shit. But basically, they're saying that he's getting real pissed off anytime you bring up Golovkin's name. He's like triggered, right? Like these social justice warriors. He's like triggered. Okay, so Canelo then made a point to say he doesn't care what fight comes next after May 6th against Chavez. Canelo didn't seem to handle the question well. So here's what I'm thinking, like, well, why wouldn't you care? And this is my point. Nearly half the boxing world is divided right now. You have one half that are casual fans, there's blinded fans, they'll support Canelo no matter what. They know little about boxing. And then you have the other half that actually supports boxing, people like me, people like you, the people that do what we're doing now, that read articles, watch videos, purchase the pay-per-views, buys the t-shirts, and blah, 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 blah. We are the ones that actually matter, okay? So, my point is, he should care, right? You would think, a boxer at his level would care about his next fight. So, it's just it really shows his immaturity and his age, because, that's just like a childish thing to say, like, oh, I don't care who I fight next. It's really childish, right? He said he should have been able to effortlessly tell the boxing fans that, yes, he is using the Chavez fight to get ready for a Golovkin match in September. I mean, that's what a real champion would do, right? That's what a grown-ass adult, real boxer would do. He'd say, yes, we are using this fight to acclimate so I can get in the ring with Gennady Golovkin in September. September. Okay, I mean, that's what a real boxer would say. But we all know Canelo has become like the new Justin Bieber of boxing, right? I mean, he really has. I mean, this dude is just I mean, seriously, like, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if I saw Canelo with a purse. Like, I'm not even joking. You know, I've already seen him in these little tight, skinny jeans, like these woman shoes, but it wouldn't surprise me if this dude started carrying like a purse. I mean, this guy is like becoming just a bigger pussy by the day, you know, a bigger diva bitch by the day. Like, seriously, you know. And, you know, and again, I think Chavez is going to beat him, or, you know, he's going to expose him, as they like to say. But like the author or the writer of the article says here, you know, you would think he would be able to effortlessly tell the boxing fans, yes, he's using the Chavez fight to get ready for Gennady Golovkin match in September, and then it says, and that he's looking forward to the fight very much. You know, Canelo did not do that. He look right here. He across as irritable. It should say he came across as irritable, as if it was negative that he would be asked about Gennady Golovkin when he's trying to hype up the fight with 30-year-old Chavez on HBO. You know, and then he goes on to say, you know, it's probably going to go down as the biggest fight in Mexican history, in which, you know, it probably will, because, like, you know, I mean, these casuals now, man, they're soldiers. You know, they'll get in there and buy that pay-per-view. I'm not talking about any other fight. Wah, wah, wah. He just sounds like a child, man. I'm thinking about this fight. I'm getting ready. He should worry about getting ready, not me, said Canelo. You know, I mean, but seriously, I mean, doesn't this remind you of like a high school bully, you know, that gets mad? Like, there's a new kid at school, or there's like, you know, a tough kid at another school, and everyone's like, well, hey, you know, why don't you fight this guy? You're always beating up on these little kids, you know, you're always beating up on, you know, these disadvantaged kids, you know, why don't you fight someone your own size? This guy right here. And you can tell when a bully gets triggered, you know, when you trigger a bully, what do? You know, they start getting pissed off and saying things like, you know, oh, he should worry about getting ready for me, you know, or not the other way around, that kind of thing. So, you know, and then he says, whatever fight comes next, I don't care. I mean, seriously, it's like, dude, man, it's embarrassing. Look, I'm embarrassed for Canelo, you know, it's just like, I mean, this dude needs to grow a set, man, and just knock it off. I mean, just knock it off, man. You know, and it says if Canelo doesn't really care who he faces next, then I guess that means that Gennady Golovkin probably won't be next in line for him in September. Canelo's promoter Oscar De La Hoya said today that he's interested in facing Triple G in September. If that's okay, you know, we know the rest, right? And, you know, recently, Oscar De La Hoya, he did say that negotiations would begin the day after, okay? You know, went on ESPN. ESPN promised the boxing fans, yes, it's going to be next, you know. But these guys here, man, wow. I mean, look, if you're a Canelo fan out there, I mean, how? Please, tell me how and why. Why and how? I mean, is it... You know, what is it? Are you like starstruck? I mean, what is it about Canelo, you know, as a boxing fan that is intriguing to you? I mean, you look at his resume, man, he's like drained all these people down, you know, fighting Amir Khan. He vacated, the guy wins the belt off Miguel Cotto and literally bitched out like, oh, please don't hurt me, take my belt. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch your belt. Here's your belt, sir. Thank you, sir. I mean, that's exactly what he did. I mean, like a little bitch. So, you know, and then, you know, oh, I'm too little, I can't make middleweight, and then he jumps into a fight above middleweight. Like as a Canelo fan, like how can you explain this to me? I mean, please enlighten me. Like, you know, I don't understand it. I really don't. And I want someone to explain it to me as a Canelo fan. What is it that you like about this guy other than, you know, he's becoming like this big, you know, Mexican superstar, right? You know, that it's like this like celebrity, you know, thing going on here. And that's really all it is. Like, people, I think, they look at Canelo as like a celebrity, and that's it. You know, that's why they, you know, continue to support the guy. That's all I can think of. Okay, now Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs, he's still in the media. he's saying, he's saying, let me just read how they put it. But Daniel Jacobs did something no one else has been able to do on Saturday in losing a close unanimous decision to Golovkin in a middleweight championship bout. So basically, Daniel Jacobs saying, he wants like your respect because he lost better than anyone's lost against Golovkin. I mean, seriously, talking about milking it for what it's worth. I mean, getting every last drop out of it, right? I mean, this is just milking it, right? It's like, okay, you beat me, but, I lost better than all the others lost against you, so I deserve a little bit more credit here. And here's the thing. I would give him more credit, than I would give a Lemieux or a Rosado or whoever, right? I'd give him a little bit more credit, but here's the problem. I don't like how he didn't weigh in for that. I believe it was the IBF, the mandatory IBF. I don't like how he didn't weigh in for it. I look at that as cheating, okay? It's no different than the whole IV scandal with Mayweather-Pacquiao. Like, I don't like that, he agreed to be a certain weight during that weigh-in, and Gennady Golovkin, he held true to that agreement, and Jacobs didn't. So I don't give him full credit. So, he wants credit for, not losing as bad for going 12 rounds. It's like, I went 12 rounds. I deserve credit, I mean, how weak is that, dude? It's like, you're a champion, man. It's like, suck it up and move on, like, put on your big boy pants and move on, right? I mean, that's how I look at that. Like, to continue to whine in the media about, oh, I lost better. It just, well, yeah, you also came in, damn near a cruiserweight, 180 pounds, so really, why not give Gennady Golovkin credit for going 12 rounds with someone that's over a light heavyweight? You want credit, for going 12 rounds. Well, give credit to Golovkin for going 12 rounds and beating you, decisively for 12 rounds, against someone that, could have competed in a cruiserweight bout. So, again, these guys, man, it's like boxers today, they're just not like they used to be. He says, he deserves a second chance to prove whether he exposed a weakness or can take down Golovkin, or the champion simply had an off night against a determined fighter who showed him a confusing set of looks. Golovkin's power definitely wasn't what everyone made it out to be, Jacobs said. So he's saying that, his power, wasn't what everyone said. Well, yeah, dude, like I said, when you're coming in 20 pounds overweight, of course, it's not going to feel like it should feel, and, he says that, but he got dropped, and, his face is all busted up, but his power wasn't what he thought. Okay. It definitely wasn't the boogeyman knockout artist that everyone was saying. Even when I got dropped, I wanted to go trade with him right there because it really didn't hurt me. I thought if he landed one of those shots, it would be over. Okay. Well, and two, Golovkin had a hard time landing anything clean, just really clean on Jacobs because, he was too busy running around and, smacking his gloves together saying, come on, come on. He was, what I mean? So it's just like, I think if, Golovkin, if he would have landed just a clean shot at full power, he'd knock him out. But, it was one of those fights that it was against an awkward opponent, okay? A bloated, heavy-ass awkward opponent. And that's what it was, okay? No one got exposed and none of this bullshit, That's simply it, Jacobs came in there 20 pounds heavier, or over the 100. He came in about 180. And, Golovkin was much smaller. I mean, you could even look at the build-up to the fight. I mean, Jacobs is a lot bigger than him, a lot bigger, I mean, he's got the frame of a light heavy. If you look at his height, his reach, his frame, he's a light heavyweight, So, that, you mix that in with the awkward style, and yeah, I mean, so, he didn't get the knockout, okay? And this right here, let's see, this is Canelo again. What is Canelo saying? I forget here. Canelo also denies he's fighting Okay, that does not intimidate me or impress me at all. I also very, very well. I have a good physique. Okay, this is Canelo talking, I believe talking about Chavez. It doesn't impress me at all. Every opponent that I've faced has been well prepared, and they were in great shape. that does not intimidate me or impress me at all. I also prepare very well. I have a good physique, and I'm a strong fighter from the age of 15. Okay, God, this guy, Canelo also denies that he's fighting Chavez Jr. as a way to prepare for a fall fight with Gennady Golovkin. So in this interview, Canelo goes on to say, oh, no, I'm not fighting Chavez to prepare for Golovkin. You got it all wrong. Well, why not? It's like, why aren't you? This is a problem. This is the problem I have with Canelo. It's like, you ducked him. You're moving up to middleweight. I mean, what is he going to do? And look, I just read, by the way, I went, you can find it online now. They had the undercard phone conference for Canelo Chavez. So you had David Lemieux, Joseph Diaz, and all those guys on there. So Eric Gomez, the host, he's the Golden Boy CEO, I believe. Oscar's the president. I think he's the new CEO. He's just under Oscar, Eric Gomez. So he's hosting the press conference call. And in that call, they asked David Lemieux about a Canelo fight. And it kind of sounded like it was going to be Lemieux Canelo in September. He was like, well, yeah, I want to make a statement on the undercard. This is the second undercard of Canelo that he's been on. And he said, hopefully I can make a statement like I did against Curtis Stevens. And, and then we can put a fight together in September. This was what David Lemieux was saying. So basically, David Lemieux was saying, I want to look good on pay-per-view, in front of all the Mexican fans so that they'll want a Canelo-Lemieux fight. And then he went on to say, well, the Mexican fans are already calling for it. They want it. They want to see Lemieux Canelo as just as much as they want to see Golovkin Canelo. It's just like you can already see what they're doing. And here's the thing. I predicted this 2 years ago when David Lemieux didn't make weight. I forget what fight it was, but when he did not make weight, I predicted this. I said, watch, they're going to use Lemieux as a way to duck Canelo, and it looks like it might happen. It really does. I mean, because during that press conference, that's all David Lemieux talked about was a Canelo fight. In which, okay, I get it. If he's in the middleweight division now, then okay, but is he or isn't he in the middleweight division? Yeah, I don't know. It's so confusing, but they're really like hyping up that Lemieux fight, so it's getting kind of scary to me. Okay, and then Bob Arum, interested in making a Golovkin Ramirez fight at 168, which, I've reported on this before. So after winning the WBO super middleweight titleist last April against Arthur Abraham, Ramirez, 24 KO, 34-0, finally makes the first defense of his belt this Saturday, StubHub, okay, blah, 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 against Max Bursak, okay? So, yeah, so this is the possible future of Golovkin right here. I think eventually, like I said, he will move up to 168. Now, I thought it was going to go, take the Billy Joe Saunders fight, right? Become undisputed champion, which is what he should have done. He should have already, he should have did that. And then, take a Canelo fight in September, and then maybe, a couple of, defense fights, maybe against like a Charlo, something like that, and then move up to 168. Okay, in a perfect world, that's what should have happened. Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo, title defense, move up, okay? But it looks like what we're going to get is, who knows in September. I mean, here's the thing, man. If Canelo ducks Golovkin in September, I mean, seriously, these Canelo fans, like, Canelo better lose every single one of his fans. I mean, seriously, like, I just don't get it. I mean, this is what I don't understand, okay? I mean, Canelo is doing what he's doing, but yet, he's still at the top of the game with pay-per-view sales and things like that. I mean, how is it possible? I mean, I don't know. It's like, has Oscar De La Hoya created a whole new market for boxing, right? I mean, is that the new generation of boxing fans? They don't care about legacy. They don't care about the best fighting the best. Has it become, just entertain me and, make sure he's a big star so I can get all excited and clap my hands and eat my popcorn? I mean, I think that's what boxing has come to. It's like, it's more about like celebrity star power rather than legacy, okay? And that's just what I think. But let me show you this picture real quick that is truly incredible, and I'll hop off here. Where is it? Okay, right here. Okay, you got, it looks like Coca-Cola, some tea, and a bottle of water, right? No, wrong. That is Ruslan Provodnikov's piss. Okay, that's Provo after a drug test. He pissed in the cup there, and that's, I mean, this dude right here. I really liked Ruslan Provodnikov. Like, I really liked him. But man, I mean, and I always said he's just taking way too much punishment. But look at that. That's look. This is how they test you, right? After a fight, this guy comes in here, probably making about $10 an hour. Doesn't really give a shit. Got his headphones in, listening to music. Got his press creds right there. Oh, here you go, buddy. Pissed in this. Okay, this is what they do. They send it off to the lab. Boom, done deal. Okay, but this is how they test. But this picture, I mean, it's disturbing because, and really, it's kind of sad because I think Ruslan Provodnikov had a lot of potential, but now he's not what he was. I mean, he's just taking too many shots, too many wars. I mean, look at this. But and a lot of that could possibly be blamed on Freddie Roach because we know that Roach was training Provodnikov, right? And they always said that Provo really wanted his attention and he wanted Roach to train him, but of course, Freddie Roach was like focused on Manny Pacquiao. So it's like Ruslan Provodnikov always got, he was always second best at Wild Card Gym. So, I think if he would have had the right coach and things like that, he could have went really far. But I don't know what's left in him now, man. I mean, when you're taking this kind of punishment, I mean, it takes years off your boxing life. It really does. I mean, it takes years. So I don't know. Maybe he's done. Maybe he's not. I'll do a little bit of homework on him and bring it up in another video. So, yeah, all defensive fighters, but they call these fighters boring. Okay, it was Pernell Whitaker, Rigo, Ward, Mayweather. Okay, yeah, and this is a new thing now, by the way. Primarily by the black, supremacist media that want to like, you know, basically just not give Loma his due credit. This is their new thing now. Well, Loma's, a genius. He's the Matrix, right? And he says right here, but what's really different? What's different between Loma and Rigo? Are you kidding me? I mean, for one, the obvious is he lets his hands go. I mean, Rigondeaux, yeah, I mean, he's a great fighter, but it's a chess match scenario. He's boring. He's just very boring, and that's the difference. What do you mean? What's the difference in a Mayweather and a Loma or a Rigo? And I don't agree with Whitaker being boring, but that's the new thing now. People wanting to know what's the difference between Loma and these guys. Well, like I said, Loma, he's creative, he's dynamic, he's explosive, he's entertaining. He lets his hands go. He has a lot of energy, great footwork. I mean, he does these little tricks in the ring. It's almost like, like the Harlem Globetrotters of boxing. I mean, well, it's just crazy. But this is the new thing now. It's racist. Okay, that's what it is, racist, because because Loma's a white guy. He's getting more credit than these guys. So anyway, look, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. I just wanted to talk a little boxing and kind of go over the latest, boxing news. And, if I hear anything, I'll definitely make a video, especially with the Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez situation. But tonight we got the Andre Berto, Sean Porter, and I did my prediction video on that. I got Porter winning. And then, of course, the Gabriel Rosado and the Martin Murray fight. I got Gabriel Rosado winning that. But you know what? I like Martin Murray. He seems like a cool dude, stand-up guy. Him and Gennady Golovkin had a drink after the fight. When they had their fight, they went out for a drink, just to kind of show respect for each other. So I like him. He's a cool dude. So, if he wins, then hey, I'm cool with that too. So we'll see. But all right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, share, subscribe, leave your comment below. Look, we're making a difference out there, and I cannot do it without you.